Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good day. Whatever time you're watching this video, welcome to Living Your Life on Purpose. My name is Gary Robertson and this is the second in a sequence of videos just to show you some really top tips on how you can give your business a real big boost. If you watched video 1, we do talk about a 13-week massive action plan, which is in our BOGS system, Business Owners Growth System. And I would encourage you, if you are serious about growing your business, to go to lylop.com, become one of our community members, and enjoy some of the really top tips we've got in the back of the community, which are provided by myself and many of our mentors. Now, in the first video, we covered off evaluation, i.e., where is your business right now and where do you want to get to? And I also went off track and I started speaking about a sales process that I use, which is called lumpy letters. I couldn't help myself, and I'm not going to mention it again because we're going to go into the prospecting phase in the next video. But you're in business, you've identified what you sell, product, service, or whatever. Now, the next really important phase is identifying who your ideal client is and where do they hang out. Now, please do not tell me that everyone is your ideal client, because they are not. And if you can spend a wee bit of time now identifying who your ideal clients are and where they hang out, you can be like a little sniper with a really direct route to your target. There's no point in having this sort of machine gun scatter approach and just basically shooting everywhere, because that's going to use a lot of energy that you don't want to waste. You want to conserve some of your energy. Now, something just popped into my head when it comes to building a business, and I want to say this, and I might repeat this a few times. The person who needs the other person the least has the most power. So when you're going through all of this phase of building your business and going to the prospecting phase and the presentation phase, you've got to position yourself so that you're just doing the presentation. You don't need to put any emotion into it too much, and you don't want to be desperate, because once you become desperate, you lose the power because you need the other person the most. Now, in the UK, I don't know where you're watching this, but in the UK, there is a manufacturer of bread. Nice tasty bread, and it's called Kingsmill. Now, we all know you can get bread in different colors, can't you? White, brown, sourdough, and all this malarkey. But Kingsmill, they came up with a new bread years ago, and this new bread was called Kingsmill 50/50. Now, please bear with me with this, because this is important for you to identify your ideal client. And they came up with this Kingsmill 50/50 bread because they had a cunning plan that they wanted to have a niche market of young children who were getting to that stage where they were getting a little bit rebellious, and they would refuse to eat brown bread because they wanted the bad white bread. So Kingsmill 50/50 was a blend of white and brown. Now, when they came up with this idea, what they then did was they thought, right, we are going to engage in marketing, so we're going to sniper to our ideal client. And then they spent a long time working out who their ideal client was. So when they engaged in their marketing activities, they knew who to market to. And this would be an exercise I would do in a classroom or a seminar, but we don't have that facility here. So I'm going to tell you where their logic went. So first they were thinking, right, who would go into the supermarket to buy the bread? Let's be gender specific. Right, well, Kingsmill said they think that maybe a woman would be going and doing the shopping. I know it's so old-fashioned, but this is kind of the way they thought. Right, so a woman's likely to go and do the shopping, and she's going to go to the bread aisle, and she's going to have children that are probably 7, 8, 9, 10 years of age, 11 years of age, whatever. So that would make her probably, in today's sort of age of giving birth, maybe she's going to be about mid-30s, early 40s. So now they're painting this picture of this woman. Okay, so they've got this woman that goes into the supermarket, but how did she get there? What type of car is she likely to have driven? Well, she's probably going to have driven an SUV, some comfortable family type car. Probably within the car there's loads of kids' toys, clothes, or all that clutter. So they try to picture this person. Right, and when she drives that car back from the supermarket to the house, what type of house does she live in? Probably a 3-bedroom, semi-detached, modern build house. When you go into the house, what does it look like? Probably messing with all the kids' bikes, football gear, all that stuff lying around. And there'll be lots of family photographs. So they've got this image of this person. And for you, please, 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 do not just say anybody's your client, because that's you being lazy and you are not thinking enough. So let us just do, in fact, in the last video, we did this printing theme, right? Let's keep on with the printing theme. And if I was a printer, who is my ideal client? Right, well, everybody uses printing services, correct? No. A lot of people have gone digital now, haven't they? So I would look at my printing portfolio. What do I do? Now, I have loads of printing presses, and I can do something slightly different, because I can do, these I can't remember what you call it now, HCR, the carbonated paper where you write on it, and then it goes on to the next one. You can do duplicate or triplicate. So I think, right, well, I've got this machine that can do all of this with the white, the green, and the blue paper, blah, blah, whatever. We join them together, and we can create all of these pads. Right, so I've got this machine that does all of that, which costs me a load of money. Right, I need to start thinking, who needs those pads? So I could go into a company like Kingsmill Bread. Yeah, let's use Kingsmill Bread. We've gone into a theme here. Because they have a load of order forms and stuff like that. They will need pads. So I can then say, right, I do pads. Kingsmill are my ideal client. How do I contact them? And that's the sequence. Now, if you were to go in like with Kingsmill, and you go in with the pads, and you go in with some deal to do the pads, it may even be a loss leader. You want to get your foot into the door with Kingsmill, because Kingsmill will already have their own printers in this scenario. And you're going in there saying, look, we specialize in these NCR pads. Can you give us a go? And you may just have timed it right where they didn't have any pads, so they need to reorder. Or maybe their current printer let them down. So you go in with just the NCR pads, which is the right name I now think. You go with the NCR pads, and then you get friendly with Kingsmill. And then they start saying to you, you don't do business cards, do you? You don't do letterheads, do you? You don't do compliment slips, do you? Do you do this, do you do this? And you're getting the little sort of shards of work. And that's the bread and butter printing, isn't it? And then they say, I don't suppose you can do glossy this, glossy that. I don't suppose you can do, these big exhibition stands. Whatever it is, when you get into somewhere, there's a thing called the Anzoff matrix, and there's a series of boxes. And one of the most important things is, it's easier to sell existing products to existing customers. So in the printer scenario, we want to get loads of ins to loads of customers with our niche product, and then we can slowly expand that product portfolio within these people, because it's harder to launch existing products to new customers because we have to do a load of work to get them. So I want you to just think for a little while, what is my product portfolio? Who is my ideal client? Where do they hang out? And how am I going to approach them? And in the prospecting phase of the next video, I'm going to give a load of tips on how you can do that. So please tune in for the next video, and do me a real big favor if you don't mind. Look, we're building up this community called Living Your Life on Purpose. We want to help people to lead healthier, wealthier, and happier lives. We want to rock people's worlds with our mentors, our support. Please subscribe to our videos, help us to get some more viewings so we can help people. And also, why not join the community? It's £49.95 and you're going to get so much stuff, including business networking, which, by the way, is also included in the next part of the video. How to be a complete business networking business owner.